I'm Savita Valsang and welcome to my channel Statistics Made Simple. In this video, we learn about reproduction rates. There are two types, that is the gross reproduction rate, that is GRR, and net reproduction rate, which is NRR. In my previous video, we have learned about fertility rates. Now, the fertility rates don't give any idea of the rate of growth of the population because they ignore the sex of the newly born children and their mortality. Now, if the majority of these births are boys, the population will decrease, and if the majority of births are girls, the population will increase. And if mortality is ignored, we may not get the correct rate of growth of the population because it ignores the death of female children before reaching the childbearing age. So, we will now discuss about reproduction rates. So, remember that for measuring the rate of growth of population, we make use of reproduction rates. Reproduction rates are of two types, that is the gross reproduction rate GRR and net reproduction rate NRR. Starting with the first one, which is the gross reproduction rate. GRR is defined as the sum of annual WSFR of the entire reproductive span without mortality. And WSFR stands for Women Specific Fertility Rate, which I will discuss later on. So GRR, it shows the rate at which mothers would be replaced by daughters and the old generation by the new if no mother died or migrated before reaching the upper limit of the childbearing age, that is 49 years. Now the GRR has the formula equal to I into summation. The summation ranges from the value 15, that is the beginning of the childbearing age in women, to the upper limit of the childbearing age, which is 49, into WSFR. And what is I? I stands for the magnitude of the age group, which is nothing but the width of the age group, which is usually 5. And WSFR is the women specific fertility rate, which has the formula WSFR is equal to FBX divided by FPX into 1000. And FBX stands for the number of female births to women of age X during the given period in the given community. So F stands for female, B stands for births, and X stands for the age of the woman. And FPX is the number of females of age X during the given period in the given community. So the formula for GRR and WSFR is very important. There are some important points to remember. Let us now learn how to interpret the value of GRR. Now, if GRR per woman is equal to 1, then it means that the population is constant. If GRR per woman is less than 1, then the population would decline, and if GRR per woman is greater than 1, then the population would increase. Don't forget these points, they are very important. Next, we will learn about the merits of GRR. So GRR, it is useful for comparing the fertility in different areas or in the same area at different time periods. Second, it has an advantage over the total fertility rate because in its computation, we take into account only the female babies who are the future mothers. The demerit of GRR is it ignores the current mortality. Okay, so we should remember that all the girls born do not survive till they reach the childbearing age. GRR, it takes into account only the current fertility but not current mortality. To take into account the factor of mortality in measuring the population growth, we make use of the net reproduction rate. Now, let us start with the net reproduction rate, which is NRR. NRR is defined as the average number of daughters that would be born to a female if she passed through her lifetime, conforming to the age specific fertility and mortality rates of a given year. Or NRR is the number of female children surviving till their reproductive ages, or number of female children to one woman as she passes through the childbearing age. Again, the definition of NRR is important. The formula for NRR is equal to I into summation. The summation is over 15 to 49 WSFR into S. And S stands for the survival rate and I is the magnitude of the age group. WSFR, as discussed earlier, is the women's specific fertility rate, which has the formula WSFR is equal to FBX divided by FPX into 1000. And what is FBX? It is the number of female births to women of age X during the given period in the given community, and FPX is the number of females of age X during the given period in the given community. Some important points to remember. Let us now learn the interpretations of NRR value. If NRR per woman is equal to 1, then the population is constant. If NRR per woman is less than 1, then the population would decline. And if NRR per woman is greater than 1, then the population would increase. Now, some of the merits of NRR is that it takes into account the current fertility and current mortality. And second is it will show a tendency of increase or decrease in the population. Some of the demerits of NRR are it assumes constant rates of fertility and mortality over a generation. In actual life, both these rates go on changing. And second, the population of a country may become depleted more by migration than by declining birth rate. And third, it cannot be used for forecasting future population changes. Another important point to remember is that in a situation, if GRR per woman is greater than 1 and NRR per woman is less than 1, then what conclusion can we make? So the conclusion is that the population is decreasing. So all these points we'll make use of in the problems for GRR and NRR when we have to interpret the solution. There is no shortcut to statistics. Practice is the only solution to master it. So, continue to understand the concepts and practice the formulae. Thank you so much for watching and look out for my next video where we'll find solutions to problems based on GRR and NRR.